Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manichean series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel. There's going to be some changes, plenty of changes throughout the realm and our culture as well in the coming years. But the first immediate change that I still have planned was to, this idea of adopt centralized administration, which I was going to adopt, but they've increased the cost again. Now, this would take a couple of months or up to a year to adopt this administrative ways. So yes, no problem. And then I will gain lawgiver. I'm doing this because you just want to change the look of how things operate in the Uyghur Khanate. So, there's not much to say other than, well, then let's just get time ticket along while we may deal with some nomadic incursions out there of places that I don't want in particular. So I'm wondering, okay, what's causing all this? It's in Shirak. Oh, we could do it at reduced cost. 25 gold. Ah, that's the reason. Refuge of Light. Sultan Camillo has initiated a persecution of the remaining Manicheans in his lands. Undula, the leader of this beleaguered faith, now seeks me out, carrying a large pile of dusty books. Great Rudam Re, he says, my faith is an old one, a contender to Christianity while still young. We possess much knowledge about the fallen world of matter, and even some humble insight into the higher world of light. Some of our compatriots have already settled in Dunkhan. Might you allow my followers to do so? In return, I could stay and serve you, and share with this treasure trove of knowledge from our ancient libraries in Baghdad and Tesafan before its fall. I will gladly accept that proposal. After all, he's a Zanj, which is an African culture, a Bantu heritage, speak the Northeast Bantu language, which means they come from Mesopotamia, because Mesopotamia is ruled by the Zanj. It's a sultanate. So yes, it's ruled by a Zanj who, oh my goodness, look at his traits. He's sadistic, although humble. He's lustful. He does have a military background, and very good at his craft, I might add. He's a familial kinslayer. He's a deviant. He's a sodomite. He's bisexual. He's albino. He's maimed, lunatic. That is not a good man. He's an evil person because of his lunacy, and he's done some very questionable things, which is shunned in the eyes of the Manichean faith. So I will gladly accept that proposal, and you get to join, because you are a pilgrim and you are a monk, which means member of the elect and a general. And for the remainder of my life, I will have rare books, as this character has come to possession a small collection of rare books rescued from the legendary libraries, such as those of Tesafan, Gundashapur, and perhaps even Alexandria, plus 2 learning. And Dakhan, which I just recently gave a bit of reduced cost to increased urbanization over there, now has Gnostic fervor for the next 50 years. So the counties used to become a home of a group of diligent Manichean refugees. This is Manichean country, so our homes are yours. And you would be great at whatever I could apply to you. So come on in. No fancy dreams, I will spare my gold for once, because money is about to be spent on creating an administrative form of governance here in the Khanate. Distance issues? Yes, distant issues. Very well. Sway you then. Hopefully I'll be around long enough until, what's the year again? 1004. No, 1002. At, in 4 years' time, I will form a new hybrid culture, which we will hybridize with Uyghur Khanate to the Kushinye, the Takarians, if you will. If we're going to be dealing with these nomads, move rally point to Fergana. Safalis come of age. That's my daughter and friend. Charismatic negotiator. Good on you. I see a few vagrants huddled by a small fire on the side of the road. They look destitute and in a pitiful state of existence with their filthy rags and weary faces. Let's give them some gold and hope them finds them fine, honest work. Friend of beggars, you're a humble person. I just saw you got wounded. As my dynasty, that's my daughter, grows up to become very that my child is strong. Great news. Thank you very much. The year is 999. I'm happily soaking to the bathhouse, sharing deep reflections and silly strokes of Toussaint. As I feel the tension leaving my body, I realize not just the warm water loosening my muscles, I'm generally having fun. It's all because of Toussaint's company. Until we discovered our common passion for bathhouses. We haven't had a chance to really interact or get to know each other that well. No, I really look forward to our regular rendezvous there, as they're always filled with laughter and merriment. Have we truly become friends? What is he anyway? He's a marshal and seneschal. Indeed. Toast him. He might be useful. Just a few more months and then university student donates me a lot of gold. Well, thank you very much. Right, who's the one powerful vassal that isn't you? Before I speak to you, I open my eyes again immediately till I slept in. Light streams in from the window and bathes the room, warming me slightly when I had under my blankets. I lazily look around the room and think to myself that perhaps, rather than going about the business of ruling my days, I could just stay in bed just for the day. After all, the room will be just fine without its lord for the day, will it not? Alright, it's time to get up. Mind if I present you some skilled entertainers? That'll do. Always works. Always the solution. Who else? Okay, it's you. Inspection. Monthly taxes goes up again, and minor landholder last tax contribution goes up as well. And I gain access to the inspection activity. Oh, hang on. Boy, sometimes I wish I could do that to landed characters except for the Archegos. But let me just give you a good gold. Gifting an artifact would just be a lot easier, but that opinion ain't enough. Well, you're the one with Liberty faction, but just giving the damn money a go. You'll get it. I'll also raise the men-at-arms over there in preparation for a nomadic uprising that is going to take place over there. Once we bring the men-at-arms to bear. Still feeling fine. But remember, whenever I get sick, I'd just be deathly ill. As I lean over to pick up the scriptures to study, my son Courtiers barges in the room, there with my tranquil salted. Father, you won't believe what I found about Conte. He pauses to catch his breath for dramatic effect. Well then, spake. Lover's secret, huh? What the f... Look at the cost. I got everything right, but they keep jacking up the cost. I don't know if jacking up is the appropriate, but you know what I mean. This makes me want to travel. But first, let's go take care of these nomads. What the flying heck? But don't forget about your other priority when it's... Okay, stop. Your other priority is, just head to the... arriving at 5 months' time. Which, they'll occur by that time. This makes you want to go inspect somewhere. And the place to be is over there. I can handle it. And always travel with these Silk Road merchants. Just needing an excuse to travel somewhere. Entering the Taberna, I thought I was walking by a troop of entertainers. There are puppet shows, dancing, and song. My granddaughter, Armati, seems to enjoy the music and is delightfully enthralled by one gesture in particular. The man is an extraordinary performer, juggling several instruments in between playing them. My granddaughter spent some quality time with her. Oh, you want Bars to be replaced, but he's one of the good ones. He's my friend, so I'll say hell no to that. Damn. Fail again. Man, we're never gonna get near that, are we? Need 900 more gold. 827. But anyways, let's get to work on here. As I arrive at Magna, I'm brought to the study. A group of servants tend to all my needs and fuss around me for a while, until I ask them to leave. I might tell them to focus on my task at hand if they keep running around the room. With them out of the way, I could finally start working on my plans, which is to improve the bureaucracy here. Because Lord knows I need that. While traveling through the streets of Magna, my entourage and I suddenly come across a fire tearing through one of the city's oldest districts. Many are standing around wide-eyed in shock or crying quietly by one body or another strewn about across the pavement. A dozen or so soldiers are desperately trying to end the fire before it could blaze through the rest of the city and leave nothing but ashes in its wake. 33% chance I might die for this. I'll set aside funds later. Let's focus on saving what we can. Ghost of history, Hussein Avicenta Sena. A renowned scholar known as Hussein Avicenta Sena is reportedly wandering in my realm in search of employ. He hails from the Otak of Bakharak, but there's a certain air about him, kind yet somewhat overbearing. This is a historical character, by the way, this man. Manichean sogged in because historical characters like these pop up depending on the culture and religion on the county he hails from. So, Avicenta, also known as Ibn Sina, was a Persian polymath who is regarded as one of the most significant physicians, astronomers, thinkers, and writers of the Islamic Golden Age. He is best known for his monumental works, the Book of Healing, the Canon of Medicine, which were used as standard medical texts in both the Islamic world and Europe for centuries. So, if you wish, you can play as historical characters and make him a landless adventurer character. I mean, yeah, it would. I mean, Look, at this point of where I'm at in this series, that I was beginning to become a little bit bored about playing here. Unless we have a big overhaul or follow this character's destiny and whatnot. Well, there's those options now. It just depends on where you're playing at. I could bring him in as a courtier, or just let him be a wanderer. And though he will establish an adventure camp. So, he is a stoic character. Shrewd, scholar, good dig. He's a polymath, alright. But wants to write about stewardship. You know what? Bring him in. He'll be quite useful to me one day. But the money is still going to be saved on adopting administrative. Spend little. After thoroughly scrutinizing all the documents I could find, I managed to wrestle out some of the extra budget I can reallocate to alleviate some local infrastructure issues troubling in the county. I only need to figure which section of bureaucracies in most need some extra aid. Development control. Fix on local tax loopholes will pay for itself at due time. Improve tax award. 1% chance success, 6% chance increase slightly, 3 fail. Oh yeah, we'll take care of you right now. Can manage things from here. Gauging them right now. We got them. Meanwhile, as I travel through the streets of Magna, I find myself facing a woman being threatened by some sort of ruffian in the middle of the day. She screams for help as she looks at me, and my gods, some mercenaries in the city have been turning to banditry and crime to sustain themselves as of late. But I had no idea it got in this bad. Do you want to step in and help this poor woman? Perhaps they're open for a job offer. They seem to be good at handling the locals after all, so spend 30. As I said, spend little. Oh, crap. He just died from thirst. This historical character. Ah. That's a shame. Chase them down wherever they are going. %95 chance success. It looked impossible at first, but I somehow managed to find a way to start putting things right in Magni. Ending some local corruption and bandits. It was only a first step in the right direction. It's crucial for the county's future. Just need to ensure to stay on the right path for the foreseeable future. After all, it's due to having the recent events, borderlands, county control, especially the stewardship, the learning, and the diplomacy and overseer 10. That was a big difference. So, 50 gold because we were focused on taxings. We're gonna keep chasing it down to the ends of the earth if we have to. Executize this way. Just 2 more years and then we'll form that new culture. See? Found an organizer. Come on, move up. Catch him. Faster. We can hunt, but that costs too much money. Best way for me to, you know, it's like, yes, I'm Helvet and all that. So, tiny health boost thanks to being a veteran traveler. Oh, I know. Why don't you visit that realm? Visit nearby realm. Well, we are at war, so we have to be at peace. Unless you're doing some other activity, like, why don't you go to the caves again? Or better yet, why don't you go to university, even though that's still gonna cost you a lot. It's only 2 years' time. Development, renown. It doesn't cost all that much, to be real honest. Plus the Silk Road merchants. You don't get any experience in that lifestyle. Yeah, let's just go to there, and then I'll be on my way. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Got a Manichean hymn book. Manichean interpretation of Manichean scripture. That's stone. Manichean hymn book. Manichean interpretation. Oh, it popped up twice. So I just inherited some land from someone who just passed on. And it's all this. Granted to somebody who's of local culture. That's a heck of a name, but well, this land will be all yours. Actually, hold it right there. You know that domain limit was up than it was previously. So I gave that away to some place I don't really care about, but let me see the others. Now you can have the other two up here. I'll keep these two for myself. Though it needs control. Do we have a seneschal? No, we don't. You'll do, you're younger. Anything that will help fatten up the coffers. Continue. Yeah, they went so far away. Oh, now it's suddenly cheaper again. Hey, it's your stewardship skill. You know what? Point this here, then switch over. Swap it. Although you're not a power vassal as you once was, but... Monkeypox? What the f... The Mpox. Journey across the sands of Sata. A caravan of laden camels crosses our path. The caravan master notices our entourage and halts the procession. Noble travelers, he calls out with Shruka in his eye. Perhaps you'd fancy a glance at the treasures these sturdy beasts carry for a right price. The wonders of the desert could accompany you on your travels. I'm willing to spend big just a little because unique treasures, it could be a masterwork artifact. Magnificent, lustrous scale armor. Oh, I have something similar to that. Check. Flamboyant Trickster. Barcott. Fortune Builder. Turned 65 and I'm still feeling fine. Just 2 more years. Just live 2 more years and then we'll form that new culture. Damn it. Give me more. As I travel through the desert of Argon, I hear a melody drifting gently across the landscape. A quick diversion off the path brings me a group of musicians playing their hearts out to what must be some local Courtiers music. Stopping to listen to the beautiful music, I find my heart filling with joy. I want to learn to play. That'll get my fertility up. After all, my wife's still at childbearing age. If she so wishes. Yes, and the local captain feels off, greeting his entourage enter the military camps and talks on. I quickly dismount, eager to inspect the local barracks, positively brimming with activity. I nod, appreciating the organized chaos. Now, what would my lord want to do next? He looks at me expectantly. What is that contraption? 90% chance I learned something from the studying of equipment. Flame. What the hell? Magic gives home to a famous wayside shrine. I happen to be passing by today. Logos tells it is uncommon for travelers to spend even a few days praying there, but it said that doing so will ensure safe passage for one's journey. I'm unsure how helpful prayer at this site would be, but I should at least pay my respects to the Father of Greatness while we're here. Say a quick prayer to move on to the caves here, and that's what we're here for. I don't care about the affairs over there when it comes to nomadic affairs. At first opportunity, take this. Alright. The Uyghur Khanate must be governed by laws, institutions, and merit, not family, inheritance, and personal allegiances. A realm as large as this will never be officially be governed by an administration of able bureaucrats centered around our beautiful capital. So now, this will adopt the administrative government. This is what this is, which again, I have no experience in playing that form of government, and I don't want to do it for long, but it's just something to do. You can create cadet branches, has access to an estate, uses influence, allows recruitment of title men-at-arms, enables noble families. Administrative is a government form that appoints characters as governors to manage and preside over land called provinces on behalf of their liege. Administrative characters have access to influence and some also a personal family estate. Only independent rulers of administrative realms have legitimacy, while vassals do not. Administrative vassals cannot declare war against each other. Instead, they are encouraged to spend influence for appointment succession and use scheme to acquire titles. Administrative is a highly centralized government where power mainly resides within the capital. Birthright, while still important, is not as prominent as in the feudal realm. With enough skill and ambition, anyone, even from the most humble of origin, may rise up to become an influential governor or make a play for the throne and become emperor. So every feudal or clan within the Uyghur realm of your faith may change their government to administrative if they fulfill one of the following. They are powerful vassals, they have an opinion of 25 or more of you. Additionally, any vassals have a positive opinion have a chance to adopt this form of government. Gain legitimacy. You have to be king or emperor, but for the king part, you have to have the bureaucratic ethos of your culture. Level of fame is illustrious. All the powerful vassals' opinion are high. So, take this right now, and then we'll have to deal with all the other things, including, well, build your estate. That's where the money's going to go to now. I am going to regret this in the long run. This is a new era now. Reorganizing the realm the size of the Uyghur Khanate is no small feat. What once was a network of personal loyalties is now a state of governors and officials. Some parts of the realm remain untouched by this reform. Kun Dagwan mistrusts the very idea of a state, faith, and rejects my reforms. This cannot be tolerated for long. As legalism spreads throughout the realm, no doubt notions of family and vassals will give way to civic pride and centralization. Law now governs these lands. Some vassals did not convert to administrative rule and will have to be convinced or forced to administer government later. Like this man here, who remains feudal. And this one is obviously nomadic and Buddhist. But one day I'll give that land independence. In 2 years' time, when we form our new culture. So now they call me lawgiver. So this character is instituted administrative form of government. In this realm. While this means rules and bureaucracy now reigns supreme, everyone still remembers who put the framework in place. This makes ruling considerably more easy than it will be for future successors. So we got a manor, a wine room, a garden, a workshop, and a small vineyard off the start. We'll have a look at all this at the moment. So all these titles and provinces, their sons in mine, Tumo, you are the heir to the family, despite the fact that you're the one that I disinherited with, because that's no longer relevant, because rules of succession are different now under administrative. So I wonder how I decide to implement this while we're, still on the road, as we're here, basically, where we made the declaration there. I'll look at my estate in a moment. It's still male preference, but now it's acclamation succession. Under acclamation succession, the Empire town and associate holdings will be inherited by the candidate with the highest candidate score. The pool of candidates includes the realm's noble families, governors, and their family members. So, Tomor, despite his flaws, is the breadwinner. So far. Even though your capital is supposed to be at Carbagas. But you can't destroy that title, obviously. And our estate is apparently in Carbagas. And you're wondering, well, where is that? Well, it's over there. Because, nomadic roots and all that, so, yeah, I have no idea why I did that. So now let's look at our estate. This is administrative government section. This is estate. So we got a manor. We do have a garden, a small vineyard, and a workshop. So the manor. Each level this building is increasing. Reduces the success chance of hostile raid estate schemes. Every house member's investment capacity is 10. Domicile income is 0.35 monthly. Influence 0.40 monthly. Number of domicile building slots 3. Internal buildings, wine room. We do have a vineyard, which influence gained from the wine room. Building line is 10%. And we get a bit of income from that as well. The garden here. If you got a core gardener, the aptitudes plus 10, increased stress loss, and a bit of prestige. And the workshop over there, more income, while less time to construct more buildings. So we do have a wine room here. So this unlocks the wine selection activity option for the feast activity, which can be upgraded further if you so wish. Oh my, there's so many things here. Which again, this is all new to me. I had no prior practice in playing as administrative, either in China or in Byzantium. Never done that. Damn. I'm just in... And by the way, it used to be 30 some odd gold monthly. Now it's 46.1. We make a lot more now. And, okay. Many are the families of noble roots and dignity among the citizens of the Uyghur Khanate. Very few, however, sit at the table of the Kagan, and sharing the responsibilities and honors of steering the ship of state. Few have real power, but today, House Bilga is among them. So yeah, I'm no longer the Urundamre. You will refer to me as Kagan. Back to our roots. Time to build this council. We are a powerful family. Which logic consists of over here? Obviously, the Manichean Church is not an administrative government. It doesn't need to be. Most are feudal. And I know some of you are nomads. And I would love for you to say, get out. You can grant independence when you want to. That's for the cultural reformation that we plan on doing sooner rather than later. So yes, I look forward to oh, and also you can adopt clan ways if you gotta have absolute autocracy. So I haven't even looked at all this. The laws. This is a decentralized realm, but we can increase it past limited administration. Yeah, do that. Back to the way it was. Does not have royal prerogative. That's an early medieval innovation. And if you want to have absolute, well, there's that. We haven't got to that point yet. So now it's limited administration. So 50 vassals. Administrative vassal tax-based contribution is plus 1% gold. You still have your tributaries. And can change between available participant succession. Yeah, all that. Vassal towns cannot be inherited by characters outside a realm. At least this makes this building active, but the realm capital is not Donghuan. Hey, can I have some gold? Because I'm going to need that for, you know, my estate. Praise the great builder. Alright, let me see. You know, I'm all for healthiness these days, so first thing we're going to build in this manner is a bath. So personal facility, safe treatment success chance slightly increased. So this gives me, you know, disease resistance, tiny boost. Got all these things that were left over. An architect. Divided attention. And we do have a workshop here. So this takes 2 months to build, so you've got it. Meanwhile, I arrived at the caves of basically. It's clear that it isn't just Manicheans who arrived here. Worshippers of all sects have come to these caves. My entourage and I will rest for the night in a nearby town. They will proceed to the caves tomorrow. Now, where would be a good place to rest? I enter the caves, particular ones dedicated to true knowledge. What wonder and delight. The artwork on the cave walls are old, cracked and chipped, with the paint peeling off. I cannot help but gaze with a great sense of veneration. Sometimes it almost feels like they're dancing across stone, begging me to revere the Father of Greatness even more. We stay in the caves for a long while, praying and performing various Manichean rites. Praise to the Father of Greatness. A pilgrimage to the caves of Ezeklik. These old and venerable caves were quite a sight, and there's little doubt my mind will continue to attract devoted Manichean visitors, such as myself, for countless generations to come. I'm happy I couldn't make it. Magistracy of Vamna. We don't refer to them as counties, we refer to it as magistrates. So we're on our way back. It's been snowing for the past few days and the cold is unbearable. I look around to see that my entourage is struggling with it as well, so I decide to travel on foot alongside them. After we walk through the snowstorm for another hour, the conjurer pulls me aside. While shaking, he yelps, "Please, my liege, I cannot feel my toe anymore." I order him to take off his boot and have a look at the toe. It's all dark and blue already, and at this point it might be too late to save it. Should have Cousin knows how to treat it, right? No, you know what? Let me do it. I read about a treatment manuscript once. See? I know things. You got your bath. Another thing we need. Let's see. Guest room. Does not have house and home legacy. Oh yeah, there's a new dynasty line of legacies here, which I'll have a look at that right now. Bureaucracy. Huh. Unlocked via event. Actually, go more towards stewardship. So, private study reduces influence cost for promoting candidates in governorship in your states located in enables mentor governance scheme. It's a political scheme for improving governance efficiency of another governor. It's based on stewardship and can recruit agents. The successful mentor in governance will result in the scheme target the gain in governance, trade experience, and opinion. So it kind of sounds like favoritism. Know your land, know your people. Just want those vassals on my side. Gift and artifact. What do you got for me? Feral skull. Okay. Didn't I give that to you during that hunt in Bahar? Yeah, that is the one. Well, to be fair, you're not a king entitled to it, so you had no use for the skull and you decided to give it back to me. Of the animal that I killed in that last hunt. Okay, I'm here. You know, I still would love to do the thing with Revives Mani's teaching in Mesopotamia, which would require expanding the realm towards Mesopotamia, but honestly, at this point, I kind of don't want to in this line of the dynasty, because to tell you the truth right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we're a year away from creating a new culture, and to go along with that, there's something I wanted to tell you the truth here. Because my original intent as, well, his health's poor now, so it's only a matter of time, that when this character passes, I actually plan on playing as another character. The story does not continue through this line. It actually continues. So to, well, it's got to be either Vaham or Pranayata. Pranayata in particular because I have favorite child selected, which I also should have picked that, but it all depends on, well, the skills and traits and such. So yes, favorite child. The favorite child is the direct son of the same dynasty that a player ruler can choose to favor. They will have a higher opinion of you, and when you die, you can choose to continue your legacy as them instead of your heir. For those of you that recall my Sicily series that I once did a landless adventure playthrough, I intend to do a landless adventure thing again. But it has to be a martial-oriented character. Like just someone young, but has... Yeah, it's definitely not going to be this one. Yeah, just someone who's going to be more martial-oriented, and we'll be educating that. He does assign our guardian who knows all about that. My good friend Bars. So, my idea for this series onwards is just the reason why I was beginning to get bored with it due to the repetitiveness of it, but I need to do something else. So basically we're leaving this realm that had become administrative and left to its own devices, and wondering if Manicheanism will persist up there as it is widespread. It's just I've thought of this in the long run, where I play as again Pranayata, daughter of Uzo, for example, where she'll become a landless adventurer and just does her own thing, and then eventually possibly conquer the Sultanate of Mesopotamia or establish somewhere else close to it and expand a realm through there and all that. Though it would be challenging due to the distance away from all this. It's just I would prefer a Manichean Mesopotamia be its own separate realm rather than a larger, cognate that is now administrative. Book collection. So from now on, the focus will be on my estate. Build a better home. And since I made my intentions known that I plan on playing as this future character, well, when she recovers from her illness, though likely, I'm going to have to give her some artifacts to help her through her journey. Because I envision... That's not the first. Just wait for the ill trait to go away. Because if she dies, then, well, it's going to have to be Vaham. Okay, she's all better. Okay. I got something for you. I have this armor that I'm not using. That old sword. Ah yes, the magnificent lesser scale armor. This armor is constructed from excellently crafted iron scales that are fastened to the backing of the leather. The set includes a nasal helmet and a mail cuff, patterned with lamb's wool. The whole armor has been plated with a thick layer of gold. Here, this is for you. Don't I use this battle axe, or what weapon am I currently using? Oh, magnificent spear. Fatal casualties. Actually, give her the spear. I'll take the axe and give her the spear. Again, something that you will need in your future. So my priority now is just live as long as I can, and then be well educated. Okay, improve that workshop. I'll be around long enough to form a new culture. That's my next priority. So you got another job. Vimala. Whoa. You know, whenever I get sick, that's death. Safe treatment. Remember, treatments are better these days now that we have a bath. So I'm still feeling poor, but not near death. But if I do die right here, right now, then this would be aught for naught regarding the culture formation. Does not have manorialism. It's an early medieval innovation, right? Okay, you could pick either path, either woodcutters, stonecutters, or textile. I see. So, for woodcutters, it's just the main stonecutters, it's reduced building construction time. Textile, that's prestige. Well, I guess wine is the way to go to give you a bit more income from your estate. The sound of a bag of coins is for one is difficult to mistake. The alcove opens the door for exams. My age, what a splendid estate this is. The sir's been marveling at the workshop since the morn. The gestures the vague resource. It will be my great pleasure to assist you in ensuring we get the full benefit out of it. No. We need every coin in order to keep it that way. The gold will be much safer with me. Money's going elsewhere. As I stated, I tend to do a Landless Adventure playthrough next here on this part of the series with her, and then we'll just travel to different parts of the world until, well, one day we will settle or conquer in Mesopotamia and make it Manichean. Is it time? Not yet, because I don't know when this culture is formed exactly, like the exact time of when that occurred. Remember, it's entirely possible I might die from being ill before this happens. Modest wine presses. 50 gold a month. Keep it up. For everything that's... Just keep upgrading it then. It'll just fatten the family's coffers. Challenge the board game. Okay. The board game of Go. Skia or Skya Dingtree is already waiting to begin our little Go match. Sad to end and competitor aggressors lost large across his features. We're neck and neck though, neither of us close feature. I really don't know which is easier. That's my point. Beating you at Go or telling your tale of embarrassing loss. I'm unparalleled in the theory of Go. Match marches on. Dingtree continue with a well-worn traditional tactics. My, this is going all much better than I expected, exclaims my boy. You're not a difficult foe at all. Oh, sorry, didn't mean rude, just being honest. I know the rules of Go like the back of my hand. Critical success. Match marches on, continuing to simply pathetic game. Blast! Somehow this man sees a counter strategy I'm employed. I'm beating him manually, stealing close to victory. My opponent stares tenderly. I must have miscalculated somewhere. With a smug smile, I place my final stone upon the board. The Father of Greatness is witnessed our triumph today. From the start I had the complete trust that the Father of Greatness would see me as the victor. There could be no other way. Nothing but a Shahala husk of a man left of Dingtree. I can't believe I've won. Again. Not time yet. It says 952, it's 50 years old, but we don't know the exact date. So keep checking. Oh, I guess we'll never know, because I was pretty dead set of making that happen, but now Kagan Kubasa of the Uyghur Khanate has finally found peace at 66 years of age. He died of old age, a conscientious man. He was renowned for his excellent skills as a steward and a ruler. Now, Kagan Tumor ascends the throne, who was once disinherited. An accomplished diplomat. Vassals and foreign rulers alike are sure to respect him. So now, here's what's going to happen. He didn't fight in too many wars. These were all defensive. He only ruled for 21 impactful years. But we failed to form a new, hybrid culture, which is what I was hoping for. But you remember my intent. Although there are choices for, okay, which one of you is going to be a, an adventurer? Like there's this sister, tutor, who's once married but no children. That will not do. And there's the cousin, who's a Buddhist. I mean, he's got the skills for it. But I would rather choose Pranayata, which was favorite child. Even though it's extremely hard, but it's like, yes, holds no titles, and is going to be an adventurer. But the artifact's already given. It's just her future will happen elsewhere. And so it's going to be more of a martial-oriented thing. It's not a real. It's not really going to be a return to the roots of, you know, of the Uyghur culture, what's left of them. Even though we're dead set to form a new culture, but that will not happen now. So Uyghur Vamna will remain. So, but hey, I made the Rome administrative, and I'm not interested in doing an administrative playthrough because I have zero experience with it personally. So that's why I wanted to do an adventure and go west. Yes, go west like it's the Oregon Trail. So I'm gonna go for Pranayata here. Starting at the age of 8, who just turned 8 a week prior to the ruler's death now. So we'll continue as Pranayata, which, by the way, it's not an Uyghur name, it's a Saka name. It's part of the whole hybrid culture and stuff with the name customs. Because, you know, needed more variety of the names. Stop right there. So now your further is Mistress Pranayata. In which, okay, that's a mouthful of a name of her camp. The Camp of the Ravens of the Father of Greatness. Sounds a little, but she does have Way of the Nomad, which is, which one would think it would reflect on her having a nomadic lifestyle because of the old Turkic heritage from centuries ago when there used to be nomads. Here's Bossy. The Guardian is still Baz. Which I wish you would come with me. But tell him, hey, can you invite the camp? But no, I can't do that. But he could still teach me the works, as he is a member of the Order and more. And as Pranayata, I'm going to the land where the Uyghur culture first arose, at Karbagas. This land here is where the culture was born, to the original homeland, home of the Orkhan inscriptions. So yeah, it's a call to the steppe. But I could stop the travel at any time, but no, that's where my camp is. So, let's reiterate here. So, Way of the Nomad. Pranayata has been shaped from birth by the harsh life on the steppe. Her ways, though strange to the meek, settled peoples, offer unmatched strength and cunning. Myself against my brothers against my cousins, my brothers, my cousins, and I against the tribes against the world. So, different culture opinion and faith opinion plus 10, which complements the xenophilic cultural tradition of the Uyghur Vamna. Different faith popular opinion plus 25, which matters if you're landed. Allows the introduced heir decision. Let's see. Getting a decision to recruit open terrain commanders, if we need them, if you got the money. I am an adventurer. If a nomadic character settles outside a great steppe, only their children will inherit that trait. You can recruit heavy horse archers, nomad lancers, and steppe raiders, even if not nomadic. So you tell me, okay, I got a few horse archers to start with. So this means, oh yeah, including the Tarkans. You know, one day when she was Mesopotamia, these kind of forces here. Although, don't know about no, there's no wetlands Mesopotamia. There's floodplains, but that doesn't do, you know. They'll do fine in the drylands. Just don't fight up in the mountains. Tarkans excel at that. What's the difference between Tarkans and nomad lancers? Tarkans have screen, nomad lancers don't. They have more damage than the Tarkans, but the Tarkans do a little bit better on pursuit. Nomad Lancers are only good against archers, but Tarkhan's good against heavy infantry and other heavy cavalry, so that's what keeps. Steppe Raiders are basically the skirmishers of the steppe, one would think. And if you need siege weapons, so there's this old thing. So I will not end the episode here. We will continue this episode just a little bit longer. We need to get her to the camp at Kavalgas. That's where the family estate is, allegedly, and as well as it's going to be the new camp here. Ozo is my father, and he's the head of the family now. He's the head of the house, while the other brother, Timur, rules the realm. Yeah, my uncle rules the realm. So this is why this part of the story ends here, and a new branch of the story the new part of the story branches off from here through her. I do have my armor and my spear, and that's all I got. So let's continue this part of the series onwards. I have no caravan master. I'm all by my lonesome. And we'll pick up a few things on the way. Travel might be dangerous, but I don't think it might build character. Hey, since I just departed here, mind if I turn around and go back here just to pick up this point of interest to gain a lot of learning experience? And I can worry about the rest of this during my travels as I grow up. And after that, these caves, yeah. You could still do the Bama Festival, yes. You could still do that even if you're not landed. But the pilgrimage to this, well, you need to get closer to it. For as long as you're Manichean. The camp purpose, you do have your pavilion. So don't pick any of them, just leave it at Wanderers. You're your only child. When you grow up, then you'll get what you need. And hopefully we'll meet some people along the way. So her adventure begins at the age of 8. She can handle herself in a fight if she gets into it. Hold on. The army of the Shishin Chargers. Shishin culture. Who are they? Diverged from Mongol nearly a century ago. During our travels in Lada Mogul, we were resting at a local tavern, enjoying the local Uyghur fare and cheerful folk music sung in the Shah's Turk tongue, my native tongue. The merry atmosphere was interrupted by a tall, beefy, and very intoxicated man with one of the smuggest smiles I'd ever seen. He made all sorts of ridiculous statements like all the enemies he killed or the women he slept with. After he started harassing the other guests, my tavern staff kicked him out. He wasn't so strong after all. My entourage chuckled themselves while saying that he was amusing to watch, while others said the tavern should have kicked him out earlier. Yeah, you can gain piety easy for the life of a Manichean. So I enjoy laughing at idiots like that. Gain a tiny bit of prestige. The path ahead stretches on and on, a lonely, winding thread twining towards the distant horizon. My camp is quiet, as I'm alone. Just a few scattered tents and pack animals yawning in the breeze. Strangers and hangers-on rise with the day, preparing for the morning chores with reluctance. Most are the miscellaneous chaff that flint in and out of a group on the road with each new settlement. A few faces catch my eye as ones I recognize, at least more than in passing. So you can start off with 2 followers. Skilled in martial, that's just one option. Well, he'll be a good physician. Or those who are good fighters. Or just take no followers at all, which says finding contracts difficult or impossible until you acquire followers. I mean, if I was a young adult, I would choose that option if I'm feeling bold. Like if I had start off with traits like brave and all that, I would do that. But out of practicality, wait a nomad. So at least it counts some good scrappers. So Vidaram long shanks, trusting, patient, humble, virtuous man, military engineer, athletic, and Epak, who is lazy, vengeful, greedy, misguided warrior. But he's still a good fighter nonetheless, so give me those 2 men. We just found him along the road. Wow. Goodness. So, right. Longshanks, you're going to be my second. And in addition, you're also the caravan master. And you'll be my bodyguard. Oh. Right. Don't, because I don't have payment means. Unless I find some ways to get steady income. And due to the Dark Ages mod, provisions do go down very slowly. It can be adjusted in the settings. So be careful. That we landed and all that. That's going to be the gold for the line of this character. Mesopotamia. But first we're returning to the land where the Uyghur culture first arose, and as well as it was its old capital back in the day. A figure stumbles into camp, dirty and tired and clearly in need of a square meal. His name is Gayapong, he says. There are more like me, judged all distance. All of us left to rot of every petty conflict ends. Our sword arms work well as ever. A lot is to wander and starve. What little one's left who won't rob the vulnerable for food and valuables. His eyes glittered with determination. Despite his haggard bearing, I'd rather die. We could use another blade. Look at you. You could be good for something. Come. Join us. Catch up. We've been wandering the desert of Argon for hours without rest. We saw a mirage of an oasis up ahead, and barely laughed ourselves for being so helpless, even though things had gone that bad yet. The mirage was so convincing, we even heard a noise of water and animals. Ah! Vidaram yells as he trips over a plant and splashes in the water. Huh, looks like the mirage was for real after all. Praise the Father of greatness. We laugh hard as we pulled Vidaram out of the oasis waters. Good. moved his capital to Kocho. This Tomo. Which means his entire court is also traveling. Well, you're traveling to some very cold weather. It's White Zud. Well, stopped by the Taberna in Kocho, met a friendly old named Kutlu, and engaged in conversation with him. He told me to beware of fraudulent peddlers selling false relics to naive duelists, pilgrims, and travelers that have been increasingly common in the area. There is much profit to be made in duping the easy dupable, who don't know much about the real history of this place. He explains, you won't believe what fanciful tales people will believe about holy priests and other sacred figures who never existed. When they tell me about it, I have to correct them and ruin their examen. But someone has to do it. Do tell me about the real history of this place. +1 stewardship, and I need more child speed and safety. For such a young child who has to go through such things. But remember, you do have a high child safety to start off with according to the game rules. Because I just want to, get to my camp. You're traveling through nomadic lands now, which you don't often go over there. Campfire crackles, illuminating your figure entering our circle. He moves with vigor despite the lateness of the hour. Hand wrapped around a walking stick. Those standing guard already intercepting, but I wait and wait. Do you have a place for a man of Siddhartha? He smiles, hopefully dirty clothes rustling stiffly. A wandering priest. A priest, maybe, but not a priest of the Manichean faith. Not much I could tell. But a few of my fellow believers shoveled that fate uncomfortably as they make the same realization. Could look the honest. Scaly. He's a Beko and Wiseman. Gaining Trouter would be great to have. Because of benefits. Sit, stay night, tell us your stories. I've been quite a traveler myself at this young age. And I have more traveling experience as time goes on. I swear I've seen this place before in my dream. If it around makes sense. It looks so familiar. Yes, in my dream. The geography and landscape looked exactly like this. We've been traveling in Kotag for a few hours today when Vidram got all excited about all of a sudden because this. How wondrous. This must have been a sign for the Father of greatness. Tell me more about your dream. You're my first friend. So we enjoy each other's company. Again, it's just me, a few guys, and 50 horse archers. And we may acquire more as time goes on. Takans, heavy horse archers, so things that might be of great use to us. Remember, it's White Zud season. I don't know what the effects it'll have on landless adventurers, but nomads, it's bad for them. Alright, here we are. We just arrived at the Orkhan inscriptions. These monumental inscriptions were erected in the Orkhan Valley by the Guktuks in the honor of two Turkic princes and brothers, Koltagan and Bilgakagan, both written in Old Turkic and Chinese. The inscriptions tell the legendary history of the Turks and the power of the Guktuks wielded in their heyday. Yeah, here we are. And I see no contracts. Just like an army marches on its stomach. If need must, the wilds of the Mongol may be called for fact. Stepping outside of my camp, I survey the surrounding steppe, seek any sign of game or fodder. This land should treat us well. The flatlands are full of life, and I need to take proper time and care to find food here. With my snares, I shall feed us all. Again, very effective in farmlands, forests, hills, plains, wastes, floodplains. Somewhat effective in drylands, mountains, jungle, wetlands, steppe. Not effective at deserts, desert mountains, attack. 22% chance I bring much food, 44% chance I bring food, 25 nothing, 8% wound. Brought some food. It's a good start. You're a child, so you can't visit a nomadic holding. Unless a contract pops up, unless you travel somewhere. But if you want to make your way back to, there, which is, I believe it's safer than being out here. Maybe for starters you could borrow gold from a holy order if they're willing. I have some piety. We'll start making demands if you do not pay to them. Why don't you ask the father? I was about to say the father of greatness, the religious head. The Archegos. He'd be willing to accept, but he needs to like me more. Plus, he's a drunk and a fornicator, so he's not the best person to ask. But you can determine Bhakti, just to help you out a little. You don't have domain taxes, so what does that matter to you? So go for Narayana, which is one of the avatars of Vishnu. Just to better defend myself during times like these. Heck. Let me see. Never did that when I was the thing for the last series. I mean, you can adopt nomadic ways, but why on earth would I want to do that? Because I made my intentions known. Calculate the yearly upkeep and provisions. Delve in the books. Since I have these horse archers that consume 40 provisions yearly. Yeah, keep that well in mind. Again, I could move the camp, but I'm looking for other places to say, all these other areas. These points of interest that I would like to visit before I return to, down there. Yeah, Yeah, travel all of these. And likely make inroads to India. But I think I might have limited mobility. So I wish to return to there. But first, the Burkhan Kaldun. It's the most imposing of the Kentimans. It's said to be the birthplace of many Mongolian heroes. Its slopes are covered in Ulus, and many sacrifices are made in hopes of getting its favor. Scout for talent, but obviously, you know, don't have much in the way of gold. And look at the provision cost for you traveling across the steppe. Silk merchants be counterproductive, you don't have the skills for it. But is it really worth going up there? Because the longer you stay up there, in the steppes, then you're going to be starving out there. So you probably have no choice but to stay put. So just move little at a time. Little at a time, okay? Let's move the camp here. Maybe contracts will pop up. I sit by my pavilion, letting the sounds and smells of the camp wash over me. It's different from a life within the safe walls of a palace, so very different. The freedom is easy to enjoy, no obligations, no counselors yapping, no dignitaries to entertain, none of the downsides of trampling power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased. The constant scribbler for survival wears thin. Increasingly, every night I yearn for a proper bed. Best keep my options open. And also the best stock up for whatever lies ahead. 65% chance I may become flexible leader. And gain 400 provisions. I learned the value of flexibility. Ah, here's a few. Just had to pop up. Do a passage of arms, or uncover secret. Scheme, not a scheme. Well, I don't have any personality traits, so I don't have a personality yet. Just a young girl trying to, you know, living an adventure of a lifetime in this, in this cold, rugged land. Indulge my curiosity. While eyes and ears are needed and the conjurer headed for work discovering personal secrets, takers must be discreet. My priority is food, not gold, but I'll take it by any means. Head to them. So here comes this 9-year-old girl to be snooping around there. Even though my intrigue is a bit questionable. Chief the Kojik's suspicions lie upon his personal decision, Chadzak. So I find myself stalking through the halls of a temple. She is clearly deep in counsel of herself. I chance some more steps closer, hiding behind a jutting wall. I can almost hear her whispered words, whether they are confession to Tengri or some wild muttering. Can't quite make it out. Okay, 50-50. Perhaps if I were to just pretend I knew. 50% chance it buys my lie, 50% chance it doesn't believe me at all. You fool! You cocky rascal! Peter Kulchuk is not much impressed by what's uncovered. I simply must know that secret. Everyone I send is either incompetent or some petty liar. I thought you might break that streak. Just let go. Get out! Hopefully our paths never cross again, Mistress Braniata. Curses! Oh, at least it was a try. There's no development in these lands. How do these people live? How did our ancestors live? That's what she would be wondering in her mind. Well, now let's just go visit this landmark over there. But this is a scheme. Ambush travelers. This is criminal. Okay, this one's a bigger reward. If you be stalwart, take heed. The bridge of the Old Mongol Jode remains unprotected. Show force is necessary to keep bandits away. Chieftain Jadaradai shall reward whoever dissuades them. On our way. I still have 4 negative money. Chieftain vaults his arms, makes his way through the camp. Wonderful morning we have here, he starts. Perfect chance to show these ruffians the value of a true bagatelle. You see, there's a bridge that goes right through here. All manners of miscreants, fools, and idiots hang about there. Someone should take care of that. Well, given I don't have much people, so... I don't even know the success chance of that. I mean, my prowess is fairly good. Growth phase. To the bridge. Just give me a balanced range of contributions. Okay. Let's try this. You know, just give me guaranteed success. Just needs to be high enough. It takes 2 months each for next phase. But after all, I'm going to be here for long. As we trudge down the road, a building falls in the view. The battered sign reads outside, Spotted Bull Inn. No luck here tonight. We barely got room for our current lodgers, let alone anyone new. Inside, the innkeeper's cigs are dismissing. Especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? I'm no beggar. I'm planning out of house big, and I demand hospitality. Don't you know that my family rules the Silk Road? The silk trade? Whereas I'm out here, oh, not in exile, but just to travel the lands of where my ancestors came from. And I get it why our ancestors left there in the first place after the fall of the Uyghur Khanate. The first. Do I even have a guardian still? Yeah, he's still around. Well, lives in culture now, but I just wish that we have contact. I mean, obviously, you still have contact because it's a far-reaching realm. You want your stick horse, huh? Do you? Then go get it! Chabi shouts, throwing the little girl's stick horse deep in a dark, gloomy cave. The little girl starts crying uncontrollably. Now it'll keep the spiders and snakes company. It's lost forever. Joey exclaims, laughing. How could Cherry be so mean to the poor girl? The cave is full of creepy crawlies. I must do something. Fear not. I'll retrieve your stick, horse. I'll become brave. Which I say that because, look, she's traveled a lot of places and she's seen some things. So, it would make sense for her to be brave at this point. So I gained a brave trait. So now we know a little bit about her personality. She's bold. But keep in mind, she's bossy. She could often be seen ordering other children around. While she's concerned with getting things done the right way, getting things done her way is equally important. This is jumping up. When I get my role of patron, the next request is more provisions. Because I actually want to travel up these mountains, and this is where I'm going to end the episode there, at these mountains. Which makes it the, for now, well, other than, you know, that one over there, but who goes over there? Let's say, this is the westernmost point, no, easternmost point of where it is, and then travel west from there. Anyway, this guy we brought in, yeah, it's me and 3 others. We could do that, but need more advantages. Create work of learning. Ah, yes, that's a Manichean way to do when that time comes. My uncle Kagantomo has honored me with a visit. You come here all the way? That's brought one of Courtiers along. Tom approached excited. Well met, Mistress Praniata. It pleased me to see you thriving here in Kanjagaland. It occurred to me that his son here might be of service to your camp. He's incredibly talented diplomat, as silver tongued as they come. I'll make use of myself, but alas, that doesn't seem possible. I would hate to see his great talent go to waste. Why don't you take him in and unleash potential? Ah, yes, I know him. He's excellent at diplomacy. Come join the camp, even though this is a much different life than you're going to be accustomed to. And don't die on the way, okay? When you head to camp. Oh, by the way, join my plot if you can. You'll be the lookout. truly a blessing to have someone like Vidoram involved in our contract. Someone able to advance our goals in a number of ways, simply waiting for direction. An enviable combination of skill, access, and proximity to the chieftain provides us a variety of options on how to exploit him. This opens some doors for us. I need more advantages. I need to get it up to 10. Then we'll have a very good chance at success with this contract. Excuse me. Scouting ahead of the camp, I come across a ramshackle collection of traders. I gather around some large but old and ruined buildings, the remaining ones in good condition and occupied by the merchants. The wares are fairly standard food, mostly being on a well-traveled road that would no doubt attract many purchasers. Yet, my eyes are drawn externally towards the grey, marked walls of the ruins. So magnificent they are. Merchants occupy merely the outskirts. The dilapidated art remains untouched. We're talking about the Orcon inscriptions, right? Utuken. I know that place. Well, it'll be easy to get provisions now. Nowadays are a good chunk of country. So, let's try my luck in those ruins. 25% chance your search area goes wrong, you discover a dusty weapon. 44% chance you discover a small trinket. 29% chance nothing. Nothing. All you have is your armor and your spear. Given to, the previous ruler. Given to grandfather. Alright, execute with confidence. Let's do it. 90% chance of success. Panting, I tap my horse on the back. Easy now, it's over. Guarding this bridge has become my only task from the past fortnight. Armor shining under the moon. A sea of broken lances have been pushed to one side as a testament to my performance. Praniata. He greets me, send us some pick up his balls. What a sight. Long path ahead of us. Got some prestige, I got some gold, and more importantly, provisions. I don't know if it's enough for me to afford on things we might need. No. That requires another job. Create a work of learning. Learned scholars have produced letters. Writers from all across the land are directed to the Chieftain of Akka Mongolchod's VIET for gainful scribing work. Oh boy. So, I pay less, but more provisions, more importantly, for qualified success. But it's regular success, exceptional success, keeps increasing. Okay. Yeah, I'll be there. Huh? Not in my camp, I'm intimately familiar with the terrain here. Such lines are not to be traveled. It is for this reason I find myself standing in front of a local guide, bartering for services to be rendered. It's no joke out here. John the Actor and there are to be worse. You're in need of these maps and my services. I could tell you that for free. She is right, but there's something about the demeanor that makes me hesitate. How much did you say these maps were? I'm willing to pay. Provision capacity increased. Companion opinion. Speed and safety, more importantly. This model map shows the lay of the land in great detail across much of the known world. It's particularly useful when navigating tricky and treacherous terrain. At least you're coming prepared. I guess the contract expired unless the... Yeah, that's what happens. The ruler died. Damn it, I was looking forward to that. But now let's end the episode by traveling to these mountains. We're going to Kente. Bakan Khaldun. Going to the easternmost point of the map. For now. Here we are, Bakan Khaldun. These here mountains, this is where this part of the episode will end. And next episode, from now on, the only place we can travel is westward, and particularly southwestward, and then maybe go down to India, because there's a lot of landmarks I wish to visit. So her adventure of a lifetime had started at the age of 8, but now we're just at the beginning, as she just turned 11 recently. So we hope you people enjoyed this episode, because the next episode, this is going to be very different now, as it's all about Lannis adventures for the foreseeable future. Until one day, maybe we'll settle in Mesopotamia and possibly conquer it, but who knows? It just depends on the situation at hand, unless you want to settle somewhere else. Or hell, unless they ask me to say, hey, come settle here, if you're nice enough and all that. Especially that comes from our culture that's known to be rather xenophilic, which we have no negative opinion of other cultures of anyone. We're just a curious lot. But anyways, we hope people will see in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.